Today is Sunday, and early this morning, I headed back to the flea market. The weather is great. Summer is finally here. There are a lot of people, a lot of sellers too. And on days like this, you never really know if you're going home empty-handed or with something special. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is Odessa, Ukraine. And today, I wanted to film the flea market a little differently. No fast edits, no constant cuts. Just a real day in the life of a watch collector. How I search for watches, how I evaluate them, what catches my attention, and why I sometimes buy watches that most people would walk right past. At this flea market, you can find just about anything. Old electronics, coins, tools, toys, military items, clothes, and of course, watches. That's the main reason I come here. The first watch that caught my eye today was this Patek Philippe. Well, a Patek Philippe copy. Honestly, I've never seen a fake quite like this one. Most copies try very hard to look expensive. This one just looks strange. Huge case, odd proportions, a very unusual dial. I'd love to know who actually buys watches like this. Let me know what you think about these kinds of fakes in the comments. A few minutes later, I spotted something a little more interesting. An Orient 3-star. Not a bad watch at all, but the seller wanted $60 for it. And this is where things get interesting. A lot of people think the hardest part is finding a watch cheap. Actually, that's not true. The hardest part is knowing what it will cost after you buy it. Watches like this are rarely ready to wear. Most of the time, they need polishing. Very often, they need a new crystal, and almost always they need a service. On average, restoring a stainless steel watch costs me around $50. So when I see a watch priced at $60, I already know my real investment will be over $100. Only then can I start thinking about resale value. A few years ago, I used to polish every watch myself, every case, every bracelet, every scratch. But eventually, it became too time-consuming. Now, I have a few people helping me, and I train them myself. That allows me to spend more time searching for watches, because good finds are becoming harder and harder to find. I still don't work on movements myself, and the reason is simple. A skilled watchmaker can spend hours restoring a single movement. During that same time, I can walk through the entire flea market and discover several more watches. So the watchmakers handle the repairs, and I focus on the hunt. A little later, I made my first purchase of the day. Another Orient 3-star. I really like the look of this one. There's something authentic about it. A real 1970s and 1980s vibe. The bezel is definitely worn. It shows its age. But honestly, those are the watches I enjoy the most. This one cost me $15. Because watches like this have a story. We'll try to bring it back to life. I'm really curious to see how it turns out after restoration. Do you think it can be saved? Let me know in the comments. And let's keep searching, because there are still plenty of interesting finds ahead. And one of them will show up in a place where you'd never expect to find a watch. There's a pretty big crowd gathered around some kind of clearance sale over there. Whenever you see a crowd like that, you start thinking somebody must have found something valuable. But most of the time, it's the opposite. So, instead of wasting time, I decided to keep looking for watches. A few minutes later, I noticed a table I'd never seen before. And that's always interesting. Some of the best finds come from sellers you've never met before. I walk over and immediately spot watches. Lots of watches. All kinds of watches, from Soviet pieces to Japanese models. So let's take a look. I start talking with the seller. Turns out this is only a small part of his collection. He tells me he has many more watches at home. Honestly, these conversations are some of my favorite moments at flea markets. Because sometimes one conversation like this turns into buying an entire collection later. We exchanged contact information, and hopefully one day I'll get to see the rest of his collection. I really hope that happens. Good collections are getting harder and harder to find. So, we continue. One thing I've learned over the years is that the best watches are often hiding in the strangest places. Among toys, among old books, among kitchen items. That's why I try to look at everything. And that's exactly what happened next. Mixed in with a pile of children's toys, I spotted a lady's Swiss watch. Pierre Renoir. Sapphire crystal. Nice condition. Interesting design. And definitely not something I expected to find there. I asked the seller for the price. $20. Honestly, I expected it to be cheaper. But I liked the watch, so I bought it. What do you think? Fair price, or did I overpay? Let me know in the comments. And by the way, the sapphire crystal is almost scratch-free. That's pretty impressive for a watch of this age. One of the things I love about flea markets is that everyone is selling something different. One person is selling homemade pastries. Another is selling tools. Someone else has old phones, clothes, electronics. It almost feels like walking through a museum of random objects. I pass by a watchmaker's table that I know well. But today, he doesn't have anything new. So, the search continues. A little later, I spot another watch. This time, it's a quartz Orient. The watch actually looks pretty good. I ask for the price. $10. But there's one problem. It doesn't run. Now comes one of my favorite games as a collector. What's wrong with it? Is it just a dead battery? Or is the movement damaged? I won't know until later. For $10, I decided to take the risk. Sometimes those risks pay off very well. Sometimes they don't. But that's part of what makes collecting fun. Into the bag it goes, and we keep walking. The next find appears pretty quickly. A lady's Tissot. Swiss-made. Nice case. Interesting dial. The seller wanted $20. I think after some restoration, these could become a very attractive watch. The dial may need some work, but I definitely see potential. So I bought those as well. At this point, the bag is already getting heavier, but it's still too early to stop, because things are about to get even more interesting. A few rows later, I notice a 1970s Citizen. Very unusual design. Quartz movement. Beautiful case. But the crystal is completely broken. Most people would walk right past it. I don't, because I always try to look beyond the damage. Replacing a crystal isn't a big problem. The real question is whether the movement is still alive. If it is, this watch deserves a second chance. So, I bought it too. And by the way, if you'd like to see restoration videos of watches like this, let me know in the comments. Would you rather see the restoration process, or more flea market hunting videos like this? I'd really like to hear your opinion. For now, let's keep searching, because one of the best finds of the day is still waiting for us. A few rows later, I spotted another interesting watch, an Orient titanium chronograph. Honestly, models like this don't show up very often. Titanium case, chronograph, good overall condition. And the best part? The original factory hologram is still on the case back. That's pretty rare for a vintage watch. You can tell the previous owner took good care of it. The seller wanted $40. There wasn't much room for negotiation. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you simply know the watch is worth the asking price. Personally, I think after a full check and some light restoration, this watch could easily sell for $130 to $150. But what do you think? Was $40 too much or a good deal? Let me know in the comments. A little further down, I spotted an old Orient presentation box. The price? Just $5. Looking back now, I honestly think I should have bought it. The lid was slightly bent, the cushion was missing, and it definitely needed cleaning. But all of those things can be fixed. I think every collector has moments like that. You get home and suddenly realize, I should have bought it. Have you ever passed on something and regretted it later? Let me know in the comments. The search continues. Next, I found a ladies' Orient with a fluted bezel. A lot of people call watches like these Rolex-style watches. Of course, it needs work. A new crystal, a full polish, a service. But the potential is there. These are exactly the kinds of watches that can look completely different after restoration. Sometimes the transformation is hard to believe. One thing flea markets teach you is patience. Because 90% of the time, you're looking at things you don't need. Then suddenly, one find makes the entire day worthwhile. And that's exactly what happened next. Among the pile of random items, I spotted a Rado. At first, I couldn't believe it. I picked it up, took a closer look, then asked the price. The seller said $6 for a watch with a Rado logo on the dial. Of course, it wasn't running. Of course, it would need repairs. But these are the moments that make flea market hunting exciting, because you never really know. Did you just find a hidden gem? Or did you buy another project that will need time and money? Later, I found out the watch would need a new coil and circuit board. The repair will probably cost around $50. But even with the repair cost, I still think this was the best find of the day. What do you think? How much could a watch like this be worth after restoration? I'd love to hear your estimate. After finding the Rado, my mood definitely improved. But the hunt wasn't over yet. A little later, I found an old Poljot. The condition wasn't great, basically a parts watch, but the price was only $2. And this is where a lot of new collectors make mistakes. They only look at complete watches. Experienced collectors know that good spare parts can sometimes be worth more than the watch itself. That's why I never ignore watches like this. Sometimes they help bring much rarer watches back to life. As I continued walking, I kept checking everything, because the most interesting things often appear in the most unexpected places. At one point, I even found a fake Orient, and not a very good one. You could tell immediately. Those watches stay right where they are, but they're still fun to look at. A little later, I found another ladies' Orient, quartz movement, Rolex-style design. Again, it needs a new crystal. Again, it needs polishing. But watches like this usually respond very well to restoration. By the way, a lot of viewers ask why I don't always film every purchase up close. The answer is simple. Not every seller likes being on camera. Some don't want their items filmed at all. So sometimes I have to turn the camera off and continue the conversation privately. And honestly, I understand them. Years ago, I used to sell at flea markets myself. I would buy goods in Poland, bring them back to Ukraine, and sell them here. I was around 20 years old at the time. That's when I first discovered how interesting collecting and trading could be. At a flea market, you can literally find anything. Useful things, rare things, complete junk. And sometimes items so strange that you wonder who would ever buy them. That's exactly why I keep coming back. You never know what's waiting at the next table. And right before leaving, I noticed one last watch, a Breitling. At first glance, it looked interesting, but the longer I looked at it, the more questions I had. Most likely, it's a fake. So today, it stayed right where it was. And that's where we'll finish today's hunt. Which find was your favorite? And which one would you add to your own collection? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for spending the day at the flea market with me.